Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything. You know what we're doing today. We're continuing drawing every country in the world's flag. Today, going to do another island country and going back into the Caribbean, and we're going to be doing the Bahamas. So the Bahamas, it's actually pretty close to the United States, only about 50 miles from Florida, southeast of Florida. And kind of the same song and dance as a lot of these island countries, a little bit different though. It's got a pretty simple flag. Gonna cut this one a little bit short today, just feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'll give you guys a little something on the Bahamas. And so let me just get the flag pattern in first. Okay, actually I might want to extend this a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, so the Bahamas, Lucayan Indians were living there prior to the arrival of Columbus in 1492. The Lucayans are a Taino people, and once Columbus arrives, and then the Spanish settlers kind of start pouring in, they actually relocate the people. So they relocate a lot of the Lucayans to the island of Hispaniola, right, which becomes the modern day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So the actual Bahama Islands are almost deserted for a lot of the 16th and 17th century, right? So the native people are pretty much all relocated, and so the British are actually doing this. I kind of skipped over a little bit of history here. So the British arrive in 1647, right? So Spain kind of losing its footing in the New World by the time Britain starts setting up shop there. So the Bahamas actually become a British colony in 1783. In 1783, that's pretty close to an important year in American history, right? 1776, Declaration of Independence, our Independence Day. So a lot of let's see here, just take care of that. So a lot of the population of the Bahamas, it's actually going to be loyalists, right? So during the American Revolution, not everybody was on the same page, right? So you did have a lot of Tory loyalists in the United States, those that did not want to break away from Great Britain. So a lot of them relocated to the Bahamas, and they brought their slaves with them. And so this is where you start really getting that British influence in the Bahama Islands. And yeah, it was kind of I was getting to this before. The British kind of became the masters of doing this, right? Just massive relocations of people. So this not on the same scale as some of their other projects, but yeah, still it's kind of an interesting little footnote there. Piracy, all right, pirates become a big problem. Who doesn't like pirates, right? So pirates in the Bahamas, the 17th and 18th century, and this goes into the modern age too, to be honest. They're just they're on the shipping lanes, right? And they're only about 50 miles away from the United States. So if you want to do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, you can wink, wink, nudge, nudge, get it through the Bahamas first. So we'll get to that once we talk about independence. So yeah, again, just basically kind of a hedonistic hot spot for a lot of its history here. It gains independence in 1973, right? And it is actually still part of the Commonwealth to this day. So they recognize the crown of Great Britain. And it's a very prosperous island. It is actually the fourth largest GDP per capita in all of the Americas, North and South. So tiny little island. It's making a lot of money. And so what is their economy based on? Well, as you can guess, tourism. It's That's a big part of it. And then also, a lot of, I don't want to say money laundering, but quote unquote investment happens in the Bahamas. So they are a very investor friendly haven, for banking and money moving, right? Not money laundering, money moving. That's where you go where you want to move your money around. So yeah, and then again, it's kind of a hot spot as well for like drug travel, coming into the United States and whatnot. And basically, I think that like the actual, oh crap, you know what, James? I didn't make the flag long enough on that other end. Told you I was feeling under the weather today. Not on the ball. All right, there we go. Yes, so in the Bahamas, probably the most active, I don't know about military, but like law enforcement presence is not like the state's police, but it's actually like the U.S. Coast Guard, the DEA, Customs, right? So very big United States law enforcement presence in the Bahamas. And that, I guess that's kind of like the Bahamas keeping the spirit of piracy alive, right? Well into the 21st century. So, yeah, so a little bit different than a lot of the other Caribbean countries, right? Because it basically did not have a population, like for a while there, after the massive relocation of the Taino Lucayan Indian people that were living there. Those all went to Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And there are a lot of African slaves, well, not anymore, but people of African descent that were brought there from the slave trade. Not as much. I mean, the slave trade, sure, yeah, it was active there, and probably wasn't abolished until I believe like the 1830s in Bahama. But yeah, a lot of those American loyalists, those that were loyal to the crown, they brought their slaves to work the plantations in the Bahamas. Okay, and then as I'm doing this, what does that blue mean? Come on, guys, you already know. Island country. Blue means the sea, right? Of course. Gold represents the golden beaches of the island, surrounded by that aquamarine, beautiful blue sea. Black represents the vigor and force of a united people. And the triangle actually means something too. So the triangle is pointing towards enterprise and determination of the Bahamian people to develop the rich resources of land and sea. So interesting looking flag, right? It's a little simple, but it's kind of got a color scheme all to itself here. There's not too many that have like this light aquamarine blue, yellow, and black. All right. And even though it's a Commonwealth country, there's no Union Jack on this flag, thankfully, because those are kind of a pain to draw. I've already done one. You can check out my Australia episode. And the Bahamas, right? It's not Bahamas, it's the Bahamas. So there are just a handful of countries that have the in it. Bahamas, the Bahamas are one of them. So that's the Bahamas. All right, everybody. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next video.